even the wealthy people, the banks and the money makers, they've painted a picture that investing into stocks is quite so risky. It's so risky, you will lose your money, and so many people stay away from it, especially the working class. They stay away from it also with the mindset of like, ah, my goodness, I work so hard for my money every day, so I'm not gonna risk it by putting it in a stock that will be fluctuating here and there, right? So we have this mindset of like, oh my goodness, it's so risky, so I'll stay away from it. And that is not a millionaire mindset, okay? Hey everyone, welcome back to Empowering Immigrants, a hub where we get to have conversations that help us win as immigrants abroad, away from home, right? We have an ongoing series called #Reflection Wednesdays, where we continue our conversations on different topics on mental wellness, physical well-being, financial fitness, and so much more, right? So on today's episode, I'm so excited to share on ways on how I will become a millionaire right here in Europe as an asylum seeker. Wait, before we do dive in, let me quickly give a background on my financial life. I grew up in a poor family. I grew up poor, living in a shop with my mother, with my siblings. And I promised myself at a very early age, right, that I am not going to live this way in the future. This is not the life that I planned for myself. This is not the life that I plan to raise my children in. I wanted my kids to have a different lifestyle, and my goal was to change the dynamics of my family's poverty, right? And so I worked hard. I literally basically traded money, time for money by working hard, working extra shifts while at school, right? I used to work as waitresses, knocking at people's door to do their laundries, clean their houses. And in my early 20s, when your girl became a little bit smart, got a little bit certificates here and then, I made sure that at every company that I applied and worked for, that I worked the hardest, right? I worked the hardest. I was the hardest worker in the company, and obviously I got promotions, right? I got promoted, and so I started making some of good amount of money. But one thing that I really lacked was financial literacy, right? I just didn't know how to manage my money at all. Now, a decade later, I've realized that, hey, poverty, generational poverty is not really the lack of money that our parents didn't have or whatever, no? It's actually the lack of resources and information, right? You can have all the money that you want in the world. You can work hard for it, or you can even inherit some money, a big amount of money. But if you do not know how to manage it, if you do not know how to utilize that money and tell it where to go, then it's all gonna go to waste. Like the money that I worked hard for so long and trying so hard to change the dynamics of my family, it all went to waste because I didn't know exactly where to put it, right? And so this time around, I'm changing the whole game up. And this is how I plan to become a millionaire right here in Europe as an asylum seeker. Yes, I totally believe that whatever you are, whether you're an asylum seeker, whether you are a student, whether you are an au pair, in whatever circumstances that you find yourself in, you are capable of becoming whatever you set your mind to. And yes, girl, I'm very determined to become a millionaire. Right? So the very first thing that I planned to do is to have a different mindset, to shift my mindset completely, the type of beliefs that I have, you know. I don't want to have a poor mentality, right? To say that, oh my goodness, I cannot be in this kind of rooms, I cannot make this kind of money, I am poor, or I have to work hard for money, right? You do not trade your time for money, right? And the belief of that, like, oh my goodness, these wealthy people, the rich people, I can never become that. No, I am totally shifting my mindset. I'm going to believe in myself more. I'm going to believe in my capabilities more, what I'm capable of becoming. I'm going to believe that there is a future for me out there, and I'm going to be bold enough to go after that future, to go after leveling myself up, right? Chasing after the different me, the different levels that I know I am capable of becoming, right? I'm changing my mind shift. I'm not going to have a poor mentality. Instead, I'm going to have affirmations and a mindset of I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it. I am going to be a millionaire, and I'm going to believe in that strongly. So I am going to shift my whole mindset so that the way that I think and act brings me closer, moves me closer towards becoming a millionaire, right? I totally believe that I can change. Everybody can change, right? It doesn't mean that if you are uneducated today that you can like that's how you will remain forever. It doesn't mean that if you are poor today, that's how you will remain forever. You can be uneducated today, but then tomorrow you will be educated. You can be poor today, but then tomorrow you will be rich, right? So it's all about creating new habits and believing that you can do it. Believing that those dreams, your dreams are valid. If you want to become a millionaire, that is valid, and that if you can do it, it's all a mindset. It's not just like a fake reality or a dreamy reality, right? You know that seeing the world in a different mirror, it's not a reality yet until you start making the changes that you need to make that reality a reality, right? So starting those small little steps to make that change, to become that like the millionaire, right? It all starts with a mindset, and that is critically very important to understand, that it all first starts in the mind. You are who you are in your mind first before it becomes a reality. Okay, so I am changing my mindset, that moving it away from I cannot to this is impossible, to from being a victim of my circumstances, to changing my whole mindset that I am capable of becoming a millionaire, right? I can do it. I can own it. Okay, so that's one thing that I'm going to do, is to speak life, is to speak money, to attract money into my life. That's the one thing that I will do. It's a mindset, right? Changing my mindset. And then number 2 is that I'm gonna craft a certain skill set. I'm gonna craft a skill set. I am not going to be Netflixing the whole day, playing games, hanging out with friends all the time, partying and showing up for every event, right? Count me out. Count me out of that. I'm gonna read more books. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna do research and just really craft a certain skill set. I totally believe and understand now that money follows mastery. Money follows something that you are good at doing, right? Not the other way around. Not how I did my past decade of like working hard for money, trading time for money. Instead, you become good at something and then the money follows that. Exactly. What I'm doing right now is content creation, and so I'm taking my time and space to really craft my skill set and focus on that, and then I am sure definitely that money will follow a certain mastery. For you, it can be anything really. Starting whatever that you are studying, right? You want to become an architecture, so you study on how to do that, or whatever. Really spend your time crafting that skill, your time becoming good, excellent at something that will bring value to people's life, and then money will follow you, right? So that is number 2. And number 3, the third thing that I will do to my way on becoming a millionaire, we need to understand that knowledge is not powerful until it's applied, right? So all the studying that you will do in the world, all the books that you will be reading, that I will be reading, for example, as well, I plan to apply every little thing that I learn, okay? Only when you apply the knowledge that you get from starting, from becoming, from understanding a certain skill or craft, only knowledge that is applied can be fruitful. So, learn, apply, okay? And then number 3rd thing that I will do is to be on top of my money management. Whew. Now that's one. That's one big and important one, right? You have to be on top of your money management, you need to tell your money where to go. The moment that you get your income from, wherever you get your income from, you need to tell it where to go, right? And you can start anywhere. You can start with whatever amount that you have. A house is built brick by brick, right? So whether that's a 1,000 income that you get, or 500 income that you get, or even a 50 euro, dollar, whatever income that you get, you can manage that money and tell it where to go. I specifically use the 70-30 rule, right? So basically the whole scenario behind the 70-30 rule is to spend less, right? It's not to spend more than you earn, right? So you manage your money accordingly. 70% you spend, and the 30% you invest it, right? So the very first 10% I pay myself. Very important. Paying myself means investing that money back into my business, for example, my content creation business, or taking that 10% to invest in the craft, like in crafting the skill that I said. Number 2 is to get excellent and better at my skill, right? So I invest it back into that, right? By paying for a mindset conference or something, right? So 10% you pay yourself first, right? You pay for your growth, right? Whether it's going to the gym or whatever, you pay yourself whatever that you need to become top notch, to become creative, to become good at what you are doing, right? And then, so the next 10% is to create an emergency fund. Because listen, life will always be lifing. Something will always happen that was just out of plan, okay? And so any smart person should have a provision, like make a provision for whatever emergency that you will face in life, because it will always rain, storms will always come before the rainbow or whatsoever, right? So be on top of your game by creating an emergency fund. And how do I do that? I don't recommend to do it in the bank. That's not how you will become a millionaire. Nope. Right? So what I will do is create, actually have already started, is to create an emergency fund in a way of investing, right? Taking that money, invest, open a old mutual fund, saving fund, then I know that my money will be compounding. The money that I've saved for the next 6 months, I create an emergency fund where I take money that will secure me and my family for the next 6 months, right? I take that amount and I put it in an old mutual fund where it will generate or grow or compound yearly, okay? That is a smart boss move if you want to become a millionaire. And if you are a Namibian or so, and that's also a move that you would want to do, do holla at me, girl. Just try to contact me. There is a way and contacts that I have at the Old Mutual in Namibia. Well, you can still do it while you are in Europe, right? Open a fund where you can put up all your emergency fund and create an emergency fund for your family, for yourself, okay? Because you just never know what may happen, okay? And really, wherever you find yourself or wherever you come from, you can still do that, or even do it where you are in. Wherever you find yourself in Europe, you can still create an emergency fund, not by saving money inside a bank where it will lose value, okay? Paper money or money in the bank loses value, okay? The bank will only give you a certain amount of percentage, which is little, instead of you putting your emergency fund in a place where it will grow, okay? And then this next, to be a giver, give. Tithe, number 1 is to tithe. I'm a Christian, so tithing is very important. I have been in seasons where I've been tithing consistently, and oh my goodness, did I not have peace over my money? And the flow of it was really just abundantly blessed. I have lived that. I can testify to that. And then there will be time where I'm not tithing and really everything is just wish and under. And so tithing and or just giving, okay? Give. The more you give, the more you receive, right? The one that is blessed is the giver, not the receiver, right? So try to give to someone on the street, give gifts to your friends, your family. Give 10%. 10%, create an emergency fund that is growing as an investment. 10% pay yourself in your growth, your business, crafting the person that you are becoming, right? Because you are your whole drive, right? So that is number 3, was it? So the next 4th that I will do is to invest my money into stocks. Yes, I know the world, or even the wealthy people, the banks and the money makers, they've painted a picture that investing into stocks is quite so risky. It's so risky, you will lose your money, and so many people stay away from it, especially the working class. They stay away from it also with the mindset of like, ah, my goodness, I work so hard for my money every day, so I'm not gonna risk it by putting it in a stock that will be fluctuating here and there, right? So we have this mindset of like, oh my goodness, it's so risky, so I'll stay away from it. And that is not a millionaire mindset, okay? Remember, I said first thing, we are changing our mindset. I am changing my mindset. So definitely taking the risk in investing in stocks. I want to own it, okay? I want to own Amazon. I don't want to just use Amazon to buy my books that I love reading, to just be delivered on my doorstep. I want to like have that feeling like even when they come and deliver on my doorstep, I'm like, I own this shit, right? I want to own shares on Amazon, own shares on Apple instead of just having an Apple phone, okay? Okahape. Own shares on companies, invest into stocks, right? In my situation as an asylum seeker, I can still do that. So that's why I keep on saying it's an asylum seeker, because we feel like we don't have enough money, or we feel like we're in such a difficult situation, right? So I am not supposed to live my life and do the things that will actually set me up for life. No, we should stop limiting ourselves like that. You can, there is ways if you knock. Also, the Dutch people say, waar een wil is, gibt es auch eine weg. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way. So we need to create spaces and a mindset where we can really know to invest. Okay, there is a way to always invest with whatever amount that you have and with whatever circumstances that you find yourself in. Whether it's a 50 euro that you get, 150 euros that you get monthly, you can take 10% of that 150, whether it's a 20 euro, and invest it into any stocks. Stocks starts from as little as 100 US dollars, or even 50, whatever, 10 or something, right? And it will compound as the years. You can still do that as if you're in Namibia. You can still do that through Old Mutual, as I said. And then if not, if you want to do it right here in Europe, there are apps and brokers like Scalable and eToro, where you can actually have access to buying these stocks at a very low amount, and it's legal and it's safe, guys, okay? And so listen, you need to make bold moves. You need to be bold enough to bet on your future, okay? And you need to be patient enough to wait for it to take place, right? Especially if you're an investor, if you're investing into stocks, you need to be patient enough to wait for it to take place, right? And it will, and you will win, and you will win big. So that's what I plan to do to become a millionaire right here in Europe. I am buying my stocks, I am owning that shit, and I'm making bold moves. I'm betting on myself, on my future, and I will be patient enough to wait for it to play out. Okay, and then the least thing after is to have the last thing that I will do is to have financial discipline, okay? So after knowing all the things that I need to do, shifting my mindset, crafting a certain skill to get excellent on something, managing my money, creating an emergency fund, and investing my money into assets and buying shares and stocks and so on, not trading my time for money, and creating something that brings value to people, yeah, all that, right? After doing all that, I need to have discipline to stick to it and to be consistent into it. And how do I plan to do that? I'm going to let my no be my no and my yes be my yes when it comes to black tax or just events and friends and parties and all those things. Let your no be your no. Let your yes be your yes. Stick to your 70-30 rule. Be disciplined, okay? Do not be mediocre. Do not be foolish and say that I'm gonna do this. I want to become a millionaire, but the way you act, the things that you do, how you spend your money isn't bringing you towards to becoming that person. That's not what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to be financially disciplined to the core, okay? It's not going to be interesting. It's not interesting at all. It's hard to be disciplined, okay? There's a lot of stuff that I would want that I cannot have at the moment. I love to give. I love to help my family, my siblings when they are struggling in something. I want to be there. I want to just give them everything that I have, right? But I'm going to have to be disciplined and say no. Let my no be my no, because I know that the stuff that I'm planning is going to fit them for life. It's not going to only fit me or my kids, but it's going to fit my whole family for life, okay? I'm going to change the dynamics of my family. I'm going to be the pioneer of our legacy, okay? So, and that all starts with being disciplined to my plan, okay? So that's the last thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to be disciplined with my plan. Come high waters, I'm sticking to it, okay? So to conclude, I am very happy and grateful to say that I have started these big moves already. I've started putting things in perspective and into steps. I've started taking the steps that I need to become this person, and I just hope that this can also bring value and impact you to do the same thing for your future, for yourself, okay? But listen, it's not gonna be easy, okay? It hasn't been easy for me as well. I'm just at the entry level, but already it has not been easy. It's not easy to create new habits for yourself, okay? I'm not gonna have it right all the time, but I'm gonna have grace for myself all the time. I don't know, there's this thing, when you start a new habit, you kind of like forget you started this new thing. Does it happen to you guys as well? Like, you've been saving for a certain thing, for example, right? Or you know that you need to be disciplined and stick to your 70-30 rules, and then 3 months in, something happens, like there's a beautiful event coming up, or maybe just even Christmas, okay, or a trip or something, and you subconsciously go like, yay, I'm gonna lay down the hard stuff and I'm just gonna party or be part of this, without even realizing that, or it's really intentionally sitting with yourself and saying, hey, I am moving away from my plan. That happens, like you forget or something, right? But then later you realize that, oh shit, my finances are all over the place again. The trick is that I have been doing that has been really helpful is to have grace over myself, to know that I will not always get it right. And just the moment that I realize that, oopsie, I've messed up, I get up right there and there, okay? I get up and do things right again, okay? Get up immediately and refine my goals and my habits, okay? Go back to the routines, refine it and check where I messed up and how I can learn from that and how I can just get back into the right direction again. So that's the trick. We will never always get it right. We will not always be consistent on our road to becoming a millionaire and become that person, okay? Be successful. You will not always get it right. There will be months where it's just all low, where you're not doing the right stuff, and then there will be months where you are killing it, okay? So on the moments where you have messed up, have grace over yourself, get back up immediately and continue again on the right path. And this will happen over and over again. I've realized on my own path, okay? There are days and months where I will really be messing up, but I will not stay there. I will just get back up or again on my path and continue, because this girl is winning. This girl is becoming a millionaire right here in Germany as an asylum seeker, and I hope that you will do the same. Do not limit yourself, okay? Change your mind shift. Know that you can own it, okay? You own your life. You are capable of change. For as long as you have breath on this earth, you are capable of change. You can do it. You can do anything that you set your mind to. We are not chasing money. Money is chasing us, okay? Instead, we are chasing leveling up. up, leveling you up. That's what you should be chasing. You should be chasing growth, compounding your knowledge, your learning systems, okay? And then once you get that right, money will be chasing after you, and that's how we can become millionaires, ladies and gentlemen. So that's it for me to you. Wishing you all a great, fantastic Easter weekend with your family, friends, and so on. Be safe, enjoy, and we'll see each other next Wednesday.